The word mediocre can be described with one tank, and that is the CS-63. A vehicle full of potential, yet Wargaming decided to take zero paths and chose the nothing path. I mean, the CS does not have high damage per shot. It does not have high DPM. It does not have the best mobility. It has no armor. This is a very confusing tank to me because I don't understand how, still to this day, Wargaming managed to balance this vehicle in such a poor way. The next update, the CS is going to be receiving a buff. And in today's video, I wanted to ask a simple question. Is this a bad tank? Or did Wargaming actually do a decent job balancing it? Well, if we were playing Blitz 4 years ago, I do think that this would be a pretty well-balanced vehicle. And to be honest, I don't think that this is an awful tank. But it just doesn't make sense why you would drive this tank when you have other options. For example, compare the gun on this vehicle to an M48 Patton. 2.9 seconds of aiming time, 0.32 on dispersion, 3089 DPM with calibrated, 268 millimeters of standard pen, 305 on the premium with 340 damage per shot. Okay, now let's make our way over to the M48 Patton, which has better base aiming time by 0.1 seconds, has better base dispersion by 0.4, has better damage per minute by 200, has the same damage per shot, has the same standard pen with, oh yeah, 34 millimeters better premium pen. And the tank has one more degree of gun depression over the front, with much better turret armor, much better hull armor, all at the disadvantage of a slight bit worse mobility. That is really the only thing that the CS has over an M48 Patton is reverse speed, reversing at 27 with gear oil, and the fact that the tank can achieve a top speed of 60. That's it. Every other single capability on this vehicle is worse. Not only that, but if you compare this tank to a Leopard 1, it's even a bigger difference. The Leopard 1 has arguably similar armor to the CS, I'd say on the hull, on the turret, almost the same. You're going to get penned basically in either of these tanks, except the Leopard has about 800 more damage per minute, has much better accuracy, much better aiming time, has better penetration, better shell velocity. That's what I don't get. Like, why would you drive this tank? Like, I don't understand any world where this vehicle does anything well. Like, that's what I really struggle to understand with Wargaming is, why not just give it 3,500 DPM? It would have been fine. Why not give it a really accurate gun with solid penetration? Would have been fine. Why not allow it to achieve 70 kilometers per hour with, like, a special turbo mode? Would have been fine. They chose zero of those paths, and they gave it nothing unique apart from, I guess, reverse speed. But reverse speed is not enough of a mechanic to make a tank special. Like, if it reversed at 50, 60 kilometers per hour, sure, it would be really cool. But it doesn't. It reverses at 27, which is marginally faster than any other medium tank that reverses at around 23 to 25. So, I don't know. And it's not even the reverse speed that's fast, it's the fact that you can run gear oil on the vehicle. Also, bruh, the train tracks apparently just stop your vehicle from accelerating. Well, we are going to flank. You can see the acceleration, it's alright. I mean, the tank is not slow. That's definitely not the case. Like, you will accelerate up to a decent amount of speed in this tank. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're going to flank behind the enemy, and we're going to see if we can get some damage out. You can see we're even, going a little bit faster than a tank like a Boss Chatillon, which isn't awful. We have the Yo spotted. We're going to get a nice shell into the Yo. We've got our adrenaline activated. We're going to start aiming it on him again. There you go, 380. Pretty good stuff. That's a decent amount of damage off the enemy. Got the 183. There's your 0.32 dispersion, which can't hit literally anything. The dispersion on this vehicle is the biggest letdown probably out of all. Yeah, I don't understand why it's so inaccurate if it also doesn't feature anything else. We get a nice shell into the Rhino. Reload again. We have the Kron, which we are going to get behind. However, we are not able to high explosive penetrate him at that angle. We have the FE2 and 5B183, who thinks that he's special. But, oh, we just get hit by that. But in reality, I'm just going to back up like this and force that 183 to be in a rather awkward situation. There you go, Rhino's dead. This is where having that decent reverse can feel pretty nice, actually. We're going to aim it on the side of the Kron. There you go, 260 damaging shot. This 183 is obviously not looking at us right now. We're going to get out some decent damage. But seriously, here's the question for you. If I was driving, let's say, a Leopard 1. How much more damage would I have dealt this game? Well, I can tell you a lot more. I would have flanked faster, because the Leopard has a top speed of 66 kilometers per hour with a better power to weight. And with the 800 additional DPM and better accuracy, I would have been able to easily get out more damage. And that's really the question that you need to ask yourself with this vehicle, is just why would you ever drive it? That's what I always ask myself. Now, it's possible that the Sheridan is AFK over here, but that does not appear to be the case. Actually, I didn't even realize this, but that Sheridan has been playing the game. So, our boss Chatillon does kill him. Not a bad game. I mean, we did over 3,000 damage. We got a win. We flanked. We distracted. We did our job. But it's just every time I drive this tank, I wonder what I could have done in another tier 10. And definitely in that situation, I feel like just any other tier 10 would have been able to farm more damage faster and more efficiently with much less, like, effort. I don't even know what to say. Just a much easier time in general. So we're going to try one more battle, and we're going to see what we can do. Now, personally, I don't think the CS is a bad tank. Inherently, any vehicle that has mobility, decent damage per minute, and solid flexibility is going to be a decent tank. I think that you will still win more in a CS63 than, let's say, an E100, an Object 268 version 4, or a Grill 15. But if you compare it to any other medium, I think that is where you're going to run into some problems. I mean, sure, it has some advantages over a vehicle like the T-22 in terms of gun depression, in terms of mobility, but then you have to realize the T-22 has more DPM, it has much more armor, and it can side scrape. So, I don't know. The only real redeeming factor is that it has tungsten, and that it features decent mobility. What Wargaming tried to do is they tried to make this a tank that you could kit out in any way, and it would allow it to be exciting. That's what they tried. They wanted to make it so you had a bunch of consumables, a bunch of different ways to make it fun. You want good accuracy, put on refined. You want this, you want that, do it like this. The problem is that doesn't work when you don't do a proper job making it have a good base plate, you know? It wasn't a good catalyst to begin with. It was a bad batch, and Wargaming said, you know what, these cookies, they're still good. Alright, well, we have the... Ah, there you go. We love this map. We really do. I love that a Jagdpanzer can see me across the entire map and still shoot me. Every time I play on Castilla, I get the trash spawn. Every single time. And I mauled every single time. It's just crazy to me. I mean, we get a shell out into the FE2 and 5B 183 once. We're naming on the 183 again. I mean, look at the accuracy on this thing. Tell me a Leopard 1 would be missing these shots. You can't, because the Leopard wouldn't be missing these shots. We'd be reloading faster. We'd be getting out more damage. We'd be in a flat, better situation all around. And, again, that's the problem you run into with this vehicle. It's just, its accuracy is dookie. Its DPM is mid. And it features no armor. Oh, we got another 2 and 5B there for some reason. Yep. So 2 and 5Bs are on the hill, which I can't do anything about. And I don't even know what to do at this point. I'm going to try and flex, but... Oh, they even have a 4202. Wow. This is what happens when, as I've said multiple times, your team refuses to push on the one side of the map they have control on, and the other side of the map they just sit... Oh. Let's get a shell into the 4202. Oh, there you go. We have the 2 and 5B over here now, which is even worse. I mean, we are completely boxed in. There's nothing that I can do in this current situation to really change the outcome of this battle. I guess what I could do is I could try and back out with the decent reverse speed this vehicle has. I could definitely put myself in a situation I could get out of. Let's see. We have the 4202 still on our flank. The Caro, see ya. Caro really thought he was special. Well, that didn't work out too well for him, did it now? Oh, we bounced the 4202. Now we have to run. Well, as I mentioned, this tank does have a decent power to weight. So at least there's that. I guess we can somewhat maneuver our way, hopefully, out of this position. I have no clue if we can actually do that. I don't know if the 4202 is going to be able to catch me. I have absolutely zero clue about anything. But just imagine if I was in any other tier 10 medium in this game. Also imagine if I was on the other side of the map. I just love how that Yag was actually looking at me. That's the most irritating thing I've seen in a while. The fact that we would have had about 1,000 health right now, but for some reason the enemy Yag Panzer said, I know, I'm going to look at the CS-63 for some reason. Well, we spotted the 2 and 5B. Not sure how much it's going to matter. I mean, nobody on our team's really doing much about it. Let's back up. We have the 2 and 5B in the back still. Wow. Look at that gun. What a disappointing dispersion value. Just disappointment. Well, we have the 2 and 5B. We get a shell into him, and we back into cover. Well, at least there's that. 4202 is spotted as well, so at least he's a 2-shot, I guess, which isn't, like, the worst thing ever. Let's see if that 2 and 5B decides to push this. If he does, get a nice tracking shell into his tank. And let's aim it on him again. There you go. Another 360 damage shot. That's decent, I guess. Let's see what he's going to do here. Looks like he's going to cut wide. There you go. 425. And now we're going to flex over here. And we'll see if I can get another shell into this 2 and 5B. I mean, we've bled him out quite a bit. We're going to put on our tungsten. Oh, okay. That made sense. We have the T-22 over here as well. He shoots the T-22. There you go, 390. And 50B's just going to kill himself. Oh, never mind. 50B did not kill himself. That's really surprising, to be honest. I thought he was going to. We have the 4202 over here. Aiming. Let's load in a gold shell to guarantee the pen. Unfortunately, the 50B misses the shot, which kind of sucks. The 2 and 5B is a 1-shot. I am going to flex this way. And, oh, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? Move out of my way. I'm trying to find this 2 and 5B. I'm gonna, we'll stick with standard ammo. Thank God. Thank God I had my reaction times there. Okay, I mean, we're still alive. We have done a pretty good job this game so far. I think if the 4202 would be anywhere, he would be over here. But I could be wrong. Oh, there you go. There's the 4202. Misses his shot. Let's pray to God, the 50B. Thank God, bro. Well, there you go. That's the CS-63. Did we have a good game? Yeah. Did we deal just shy of 5,000 damage? Yeah. Would we have done better in literally any other tank? Yes, we would have. I can tell you for a fact that if we were in a Leopard 1, we would have just been so much better off. We would have hit more shells into the 2 and 5B when he was crossing. We wouldn't have missed our first shot on him. We just would have been so much better off. We wouldn't have missed the side of the 4202 when he crossed in the open. We did a lot, and we did a really good job. We played everything properly we needed to this game, and we were thrown in such a bad situation. The first bad situation was the fact that that Yag, out of everything that was in front of him, a 41% player said, you know what? I'm going to shoot the CS. That Yag shooting me here, like, there's no way I could have known that the Yag was looking at me until he just shoots me. Like, bro. That gets me so mad because there's literally nothing I could have done to have predicted that. And it's why this map is awful, because as I've mentioned so many times in the past, if you're on this side of the map, there's no spot that enemy TDs can hit you. There's no spot. You are completely covered by buildings. It is not fair at all. So I don't understand that. Wargaming makes these maps so freaking stupid, especially because they also had the 183 back there, which I didn't even know about. Just crazy stuff. Either way, really good game. Really bad tank. I think the CS just needs something. All Wargaming needs to do is give it more DPM, better accuracy, and maybe 20 millimeters more on the turret, and it would be a really solid tank. But it literally is a jack of no trades. It has nothing going for it. If you want a solid medium, go for an M48 Patton. Go for a Leopard. Get a 30B. I mean, the 30B just smokes the CS in every characteristic. So, as much as I want to say this is a fun tank, and I do well in it, 3,700 average damage, like, it's not that I'm doing bad in it. It's just there are so many better options. This tank requires you to use 99% of your brain, and if you're lacking that 1%, you lose. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.